and taken all the Giants hats. And they had
is that why?
No, yeah, really. At the beginning of the season, because right at the beginning of preseason, before the league actually started, the Giants and the A's always play each other.
Yeah.
So the A's were going around and they had a garbage can and they were taking Giants hats from anybody that was willing to throw them away, and they were giving them a brand new green and yellow hat. So they they were giving away A's hats to anybody that was willing to switch over. So they were inviting people, and there was a garbage can full of Giants and whatever other team hat that whoever those people had on to get a brand new A's hat.
Alex, what's going on with that?
What's going on with that?
Rooted in Oakland.
What's going
That's
on
what's going on.
It is you haven't been
What?
here.
What?
You haven't been here, so you don't even know.
One bad even year. And you guys are jumping ship?
One bad even year. Now you guys are trying to pull the, what is it, the odd year? Odd year magic now. Let's win, guys.
As a fan base, you want those people to get out. You want them to get out. You want to dangle that carrot so those individuals can jump at it and get on out of there, this fan base. You're ruining everything. However,
yeah, you better throw that.
I blame it all on the A's.
Why is it? What? Why?
And I say this because they're the root of all these problems that are going on in the Bay Area.
Of course
boom.
they are. Of course.
All the
they
problems? Why?
Huh? They're not?
Just because you guys, just because I couldn't get your team to stay because they were too lazy on deals until the last minute.
It was the A's fault.
Why?
We had already signed. Why? Because we had already signed a 10-year contract.
What did he say?
Yeah, okay. Mark Davis said that. Has anybody else said that?
That he wanted to leave.
No, he had offered.
No, he
offered the A's.
He offered the A's part of the
20%
ownership of the Raiders.
To try to work out a deal to keep both teams in Oakland. And then have one team have their own each individual stadiums.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then
how is
that Oakland's?
Just because I just want to blame them all.
Exactly. What exactly were the A's supposed to do? Because they've already committed to a 10-year contract to stay in Oakland, so they've done their portion to stay in Oakland.
All they had to do was say yes, get the 20%, and
all the Raiders had to do was agree to go with Oakland's deal instead of Las Vegas.
So the owners, you mean the owners of the A's?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And that's not the whole story. So they denied it, but as they denied it, they asked, "Well, can we get the 20% anyway?"
What?
Yeah, they still.
It didn't happen, but can we have 20%?
Yeah, they still asked for the percentage.
Well, I mean, if you're just giving away percentages of ownerships to teams,
yeah, then that's why your team doesn't go further.
That doesn't have anything to do with why my team doesn't go as far as they go. You can think people trading away our teams and our players.
I can kind of agree with him. I can kind of agree with Alex. It's a mindset of greed and not wanting to spend any money.
Exactly, man.
But let's just follow this story a little further.
And here, let me just say, I am very biased in this situation.
Obviously,
I am. I am very biased because, Mark Davis said it, but how much has been corroborated? How much is actually true? But it's easy for me to believe some of this is true based on the
team that's not even part of your sport.
There's a storm in New York. It's the A's fault. The Dolphins won the Super Bowl. It's the A's fault. I don't know. That's like the stretch I feel like it's coming to right now. Like, what else do you want to say?
Be that ridiculous.
There's a tsunami in Japan.
The Niners suck.
It's the A's fault. Not even the same league, sport, nothing, but hey, it's
what
the A's
I'm
fault.
thinking is, so let's say that did happen, right? Mm-hmm. Mark Davis said, hey, we'll give you 20% of the team. We'll build 2 new stadiums. Doesn't that still fall to Alameda to have to build the stadiums?
We wouldn't even need to build 2. We could build 1 because, again, the A's already committed to a 10-year contract at the Coliseum. So we only need 1 more stadium.
The Coliseum actually needs to be rebuilt or refurbished or something because
they've been working on. I'm not disagreeing there. They have been working on some refurbishing in areas there.
Right.
But they've already committed to 10 years. So what is it that the A's had to do?
But you're saying that like that was the best deal ever.
I'm not, but they committed to it way before anything happened with the Raiders. This is like 2 years into their contract already.
But that was when you did it, a foolish deal is a foolish deal. That was a foolish deal.
It's a foolish deal for the A's to commit to somewhere so they know where their home is?
No, to commit to that Coliseum. Commit to not.
But to be fair,
rebuilding.
2 years ago, they already knew that
they were trading away all their good players.
Well, that too. But that the Warriors were leaving, right?
Yeah.
Right. So the Warriors are leaving. Oracle is going to be gone.
Yeah.
Right. So the A's are going to be there for the next 10 years.
So chances are they're just sitting there waiting for it to be able to demolish it and rebuild.
And rebuild the new stadium
right
and
next
then
door.
use O.co while they're still playing right there.
Yep. So why is that a bad deal for the A's? Like, literally, I don't understand how it's a bad deal for the A's because they didn't want to somehow make it easier for the Raiders to be in Oakland.
Because if this is true what he said, then, you could have got your stadium and you could have got money on the back end from the Raiders by having the shares. So why would you say no when you're going to be playing in that stadium?
Because what did you want in exchange?
Two separate stadiums in the same location.
There's got to be
but what I'm saying is the Oakland A's have already committed to a stadium, right? The Raiders want them to commit so that they can both stay in the same area and both be in the same, like even logistically same area so that they can both stay. But he's talking about giving them 20% of the Raiders in exchange to do that. What did he want for 20%? Nobody's going to give away 20% of a football team. What did you want? And you can't tell me that just staying in the same area was enough. I don't believe that, especially coming from a Davis. Like, I don't.
Who's been looking in San Antonio?
Like, there's
and
no
Las
way.
Vegas,
What did he want?
Who went out and got a loan in Las Vegas? He
probably wanted a percentage of the parking lot fees.
Right. Okay, but this is the same guy who went back on his first deal with the people with Adelson and Saxon Vegas just because he didn't want to pay rent. So you're going to tell me it was just, hey, I'm going to pay some parking fees?
He didn't go back on him. He lied to them.
He tried to rewrite the entire deal without telling them and exclude them from the new deal. Like, that's going behind somebody's back that you were supposedly laying in bed with. Like, I don't know what else that is.
But the guy was trying to get in and get some shares himself. He wanted to be part ownership of the Raiders.
Yeah, but he was putting up all the money and he was going to have 1%.
Hey.
Right. He was going to get 1%, but he was just going to give the A's 20% to stay in Oakland for nothing, but some parking fees. Like, this just doesn't make...
parking fees aren't allowed.
Half the time it's free. Tuesday nights it's free. Okay. I'm just saying, like, to me that just doesn't make sense. Like,
but if you see the numbers behind how much you make from the parking, and then it does make sense.
Right, but he went behind somebody's back because he didn't want to pay 1%, but he was going to give away 20% of his company.
For parking fees?
Like not even talking, not even talking parking fees to stay in the same area, like not even including that. I just don't understand. I don't necessarily believe it. I find it hard to believe Lean Davis. Like, there had to be something else to that deal that they didn't want. That's why they said no.
I don't know.
It could be.
Like I said, I think Mark Davis wanted to leave the whole time.
Oh yeah, like you said,
I think he wanted to make
you said it a while ago. He wanted to make a name for himself. Yeah. So
he's the only,
how else do you do that by being the first professional sports team?
He's the only
in the state of Nevada.
owner.
Period. Not even in just Vegas, but the state of Nevada.
You know, which is why he went out because he could have got that loan right here in Alameda to build the stadium from Bank of America.
They didn't get the offer from the county till at the last minute. However, it was the same deal.
So Adelson backs out of the deal, right? Because he was only going to get 1% of the shares, right? And so because there was no money, Mark Davis had to go to Bank of America and get a loan from Bank of America so that he could finance the stadium, right? Why couldn't he have done that here?
He didn't go to them. It was reversed. They went to him. So why didn't they come to him earlier? Here in this part of town?
Alameda?
Yeah. That's the same question. I mean, Bank of America just said, "Hey," but what we've seen after all of that is that the bottom line is there is something behind the scenes that has always been there with Oakland and the city officials. Because what we have seen after that is that now the Raiders are supposed to play at Oakland
and
Coliseum,
now they don't want them at all.
Up through 2019, but they don't want them back.
Yeah.
So there's something there.
So how long do you think they're going to play
I'll
there?
agree there.
How long do you think?
At least the next 2 years, but they're supposed to play there the next 3. 2020 is supposed to be the first year. I don't know what's going to happen because everybody there.
I've heard rumors about them playing in San Diego for a season. I've heard rumors about them playing in San Antonio for a season.
Everything right now is up on the table.
UOP next week.
Everything up there is on the table.
So
you guys are lame. That was not even funny.
It was funny. Don't be mad just because it's about your team. I don't get mad when you trash my A's because I'm used to it now.
I was mad.
Whatever.
I'm just saying,
you call me lame because it was about your team.
So,
it was funny.
I said that was.
So 2 years in Oakland was what it seems like it's gonna end up being.
Probably.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably.
Championship before then?
No. Maybe.
I don't know.
It depends. I think it'll depend on this next year.
What would it matter? Like, what would the impact be? Like, would it be worse? Would it be better if they won a championship while they were still here in Oakland?
I don't think it'll make a difference, but it'll be bittersweet, I think, for the team.
I mean, for the fan. That's what I mean.
For the fan, I think it's going to sting. I think it's mostly really you get some angry people more than anything.
Would you rather win a championship the year that you were leaving or win a championship the year after you left?
I'd rather win
right before you leave.
Right before you leave.
Like one final one for your team.
It's not
for
the
your
fans in Oakland's fault. It's not
right.
Everybody that supports them. So, yeah, you have to. I would rather win it here in Oakland than win it in Vegas, because you're gonna get a Super Bowl in Vegas.
Yeah, once you move, you're gonna get one within a few years.
You still have that opportunity.
And if you're still contending, you might have a chance to.
I don't see why they wouldn't.
To be that first team.
I'm just not sure that this year is gonna be it. I just don't like what I'm seeing right now. Yeah, they got some offensive weapons, but anybody can go out and get offensive weapons.
The draft. It's a long off season.
Yeah, it is. It is. We'll see what happens in the draft. It's a defensive heavy draft, so we'll probably
get a lot of quarterbacks.
A lot of quarterbacks, and we've lost a few people.
Yep. I'm looking at the Spurs score right now.
Yeah, exactly. 56-37 halftime.
Jeez.
And I was gonna ask you a question about this game, about actually one particular player, Mike Conley.
Yep. I like Mike Conley.
You like him?
Yeah. Why? I don't know if he deserved the contract that he got, because it was a massive contract. But I do think he's good.
He is.
Yeah, he's really good.
And that was gonna be my question. Does he deserve the 36, 145, or something like that?
I don't know. What was weird about that was that he was the only one that got a contract like that. I was after he got that contract, I was expecting other players around the league to get contracts like that. The one thing I do like about it is that he's really a defensive player. He knows how to play. He's probably, I mean, let me know if you disagree with this, but I think he's probably the best defensive point guard in the league. I mean, you think? I mean, let me know what you think about that. But I think that's
probably not.
I think that's fair.
I mean.
And
now, I would say yes now because
not the best point guard.
No, you're saying defensive.
Yeah, defensive point guard.
I would say now because the positions have changed over in Houston. Patrick Beverley is no longer the point guard, I believe.
Yeah,
but I would say he would.
But I would also put Patrick Beverley in that same category. Yeah. So like maybe like 1, 2.
I would say Mike Conley's
not as good as he is.
Oh no,
defensively,
not as good defensively, but a way better player. Way better player. I just don't think he deserves it. I think he got the contract because of who he is, because of his character, because he's stayed there that long, because he's been consistently good.
But I think the good thing about it is that because right now it's a scoring point guard league right now. You want your point guard to score a lot of points. And I think if you have a guy that can defend those guys, then he's worth a lot of money. But is he worth that much money?
I don't think so. Because he doesn't take you to that next level.
Yeah.
He doesn't take you to the next level. He does his job well, but it doesn't.
But he needs pieces around him to make the difference.
Yeah, but their team they're an old school team. They're set up. They have two big men. They don't shoot a lot of threes. They run a lot of half court offense.
Slow. Yeah,
they slow the pace down. They rely on defense. So they're set up a little different. So they're in that catch-22, especially when they come up with a Rockets team that's D'Antoni's having the 5 seconds or not or rule where you shoot in 5 seconds or you're sitting on the bench. That can kind of cause problems. The Spurs, you would think, they kind of play the similar. You wouldn't think 56-37 at halftime. You would think it might be a little closer given that they play kind of the similar styles. But the Spurs do shoot a little bit more threes.
I think the Spurs can score better than they can.
Yeah, they have more scores. Tony Allen is not a scorer.
And probably better team defense from the Spurs.
I would say Memphis has probably a better team defense, but I would say the Spurs maybe might be deeper. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, I was sitting here looking at baseball scores. We got some baseball games going right now.
Yeah,
My
the A's are
still playing.
what, at the top of the second inning right now?
Yeah, end of the second, and the Rangers are up 1-0. We have some final scores today. The Boston Red Sox beat the Devil Rays 4-3. Yankees beat the White Sox 7-4. And the Cardinals beat the Pirates 2-1. The Braves beat the Padres 5-4. And then we got some games going still. The Brewers and the Cubs are still playing. They're in the bottom of the ninth with the Brewers ahead 6-3. Indians and the Twins are playing in the bottom of the ninth. And the Twins are down by 2, chasing with the score of 3-1. We got the Angels and the Astros that are playing today. Oh, they actually finished. And their final score is the Astros winning against the Angels with a score of 3-0. A's against the Rangers. We got to come back. We're losing by 1 right now in the top of the third.
Hey, it's only the third.
It is top of the third, so there's still plenty of baseball left.
So speaking of the A's, have you watched Jarrell Cotton pitch yet?
I have not.
Oh,
I have
man.
not. I have not had that pleasure yet.
Man, if you get a chance to go out to a game or just even watch him on TV, and he's good. And I know Sonny Gray's not having the season that he wanted to have so far. But I really like Jarrell Cotton.
Yeah, I'll be out there in the next few weeks. I haven't caught a game yet, but I'm actually going to hopefully a Dodgers game tomorrow. We'll see.
Oh, nice. Who are they playing?
Yeah, they're playing the Rockies in L.A., so.
Maybe we can see some Trevor Story tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm hoping. They play at 7:05 tomorrow night,
Yeah.
so we're going to hopefully get in time and get to the stadium to go catch the game. So.
And Giants over here.
Wah, wah, wah.
Mad Bum's not having a good season so far.
Nope.
Matt Cain surprised me last week when I was at the game, the Diamondbacks game. He had an ERA entering play of I think it was 8.31. And he only gave up a couple hits. They ended up winning that game. But I thought they were gonna blow it. But it was a pretty good game.
Yeah.
And if they can start winning some more. It's always so hard to gauge baseball, especially at the beginning of the season.
Yes.
Just because
It's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah.
This is the only thing I say about the first. I don't know. I don't even have a number, but the first half of baseball, it just gives people something to talk about.
You can fall out real fast.
You can fall out real
Like
fast.
if you just lose
but
a bunch of games.
Does it happen that often? It's usually, man. Baseball is spurts. It's
Toronto
spurts.
right now is in a free fall.
Okay.
And they're talking about selling everybody right now. But
They're closing up shop.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting
I
laid
cannot
off.
think
But
of
that's just one example.
There was one team last year that we had the same conversation about in the beginning that they were losing.
Right, but at the same time, like you said, if you have a horrible beginning, you kind of shoot yourself in the foot to where you can't keep up.
Right.
But if you're having just a middle of the road season and you're kind of just doing some
Yeah.
wins, like batting 500 or winning 500, then yeah, because all of a sudden you get hot in like August, July, and September, and it's a wrap because you now are killing everybody.
And wouldn't you want that? I mean, you don't want to
really
come out
depends.
guns blazing.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you got 60
I think you want to be consistent, but you want to be hot at the right
yeah,
time.
it's like 160.
What in 2014 when the
Three?
Giants won, they were bad for the I think they started off good, but for the large portion in the middle of the season, they were bad, and they didn't really get hot until the end of August going into September. And so,
I mean, when I look at
162, I was off by one.
When you think about playing sports over, your own selves.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of the season. Yeah, you want to come out and have things right, but you kind of know that. Yeah, once league play starts, that's when you really want to have things going. In the beginning, when you're playing preseason basketball up in L.A., if you don't have everything right, it's not the end of the road. You still have time to figure things out. But yeah, if you're coming out and you've lost the first 12, now that's some signs of concern. But that usually doesn't happen when we see in sports. It's usually there's one or two outliers like that, but usually it's the wavy kind of factor where you're up and down. Maybe a pitcher's not doing good, but you're hitting.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not getting the bats on it, but your pitchers are getting some strikeouts and not throwing a lot of balls, but have good command of their pitches.
that's what I like about baseball is that it's so pure. Like so many different things that happen. There's a lot of strategy to it. That's what I really like about baseball. There's a lot of different factors that can go into, what happens in a game, whether it be an error, a wild pitch, just a bad day for the bullpen. I'm sure the Giants know a lot about that. So hopefully
The different shifts.
the different shit, that still confuses the crap out of me. I mean, I get it.
What don't you get?
I mean, because it's just shifting to where the batter normally hits, right? The shifts, right?
Sort of. It's not necessarily. Well, it kind of is. It's just more if that person is consistently a pull hitter or like if they're left-handed. Yeah.
It's more. If I came up to the bat.
I mean, I guess it makes sense.
And I'm lefty. And I'm.
Are there runners on base?
Runner on second.
Runners on second. How many outs?
One.
One out, and you're up to batting left-handed.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not. How many? There's one out.
Mm-hmm.
Chances are you're not going to pull because chances are you're going to bunt to advance the runner to third base. So no. But if there's two outs, then yeah, chances are you're going to be swinging. So you're going to pull. So they're gonna shift unless they're trying to hold that person at second base.
Where do they shift to?
Towards first base.
First base. Okay.
Because if you're left-handed and you're a pull hitter, you're going to pull to the first base line.
So the shifts are situational.
It can be, yeah, because you're not going to shift and leave third base wide open if you've got a runner on second base and only one out. And not only that, if you have one out, odds are that batter, it could 50-50 easily be a bunt. So you're not going to shift everybody completely over because then who's going to cover third base? Your pitcher?
Yeah,
right.
MLB, there ain't no way. There's no way you're going to leave your pitcher to cover that base and get hurt.
Even though you're the lefty is good at placement, then you wouldn't even shift, right? You'd have to, because he could easily just.
Yeah, but with one out, if you've got one out and a runner in second, you're not going to do a whole lot of extra showmanship. You're trying to get that runner home. So if you're a power hitter, odds are you're not going to bunt.
Right. Because
they're hoping you're going to do the exact same thing by hitting it out to the field and be able to trade places with him, not just get him to third and be out. So why waste you unless they really need a bunt and unless you really need that run and they're not even chancing you striking out. Then, yeah, they'll probably. But even then, if you're left-handed and you're going to bunt, you'll probably go to the first base side.
Yeah.
Unless you're really good at placement, and then you'll hit to the third base side.
Yeah, so
because you want to pull that third baseman off. You have to pull the baseman off.
And this is what I'm talking about. The strategy that goes into baseball.
Yeah, that's why you have to, you can't just be like, oh, well, you're going to do a shift. Like, it really depends. Where's the runners? How many outs?
Who's
what's
batting?
The score?
The situation?
What's the score of the game? Are you winning or are you losing? You know what I mean? It's what inning are you in?
Things like indifference come in.
Well, yeah. Is it at the end of that pitcher where he's wild and you just want to get some? I mean, even then, chances are you're going to wait for a strike until you're going to have the red light. Yep. Until he pitches a strike. Like that video clip I was watching the other day with the Texas A&M and the TMU baseball game. There's a TMU pitcher who's on the mound against Texas A&M, and this dude cannot throw a strike to save his life. The entire stadium is yelling, ball 6. Ball 6, ball 7. He got up to ball 9, and then finally threw a strike, and then the whole stadium erupted.
So he had walked someone.
He had to have because he was on 9 straight balls in a row. Ridiculous. Like he could not throw. He could not throw a strike. It was pretty funny.
Crazy. So I'm not sure if Alex told you last week. I had the pleasure of having a conversation with Marty Lurie last week.
Oh no, I did not know.
And
that.
So Marty Lurie from 680 KNBR. He was the first time I ever covered a Giants game. I had no clue who he was. Well, at least I didn't know what he looked like. Mm-hmm. And so, I was pretty green. I was pretty nervous because I'd never been there before. And he was the first guy that told me exactly where everything was. I still had no clue who he was. But usually when I go to the games, I sit right in front of him. And so I was there last Tuesday, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And no, it was last Wednesday. And he started talking to me and asked me how things were going because he knew I had a radio show, and he offered to come on the show. And I was thinking,
awesome,
that would be great. And I thought about you because I was like, it'd be great to have him on the line. So I'm sure that him and SG would chop it up with some baseball. So I'm gonna try to get him on the line this week and see if I can get him to come on the show for a couple of minutes next week.
Awesome.
So stay tuned for that. Are you guys still have the show on the Saturday? Not this Saturday, I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, no, I'm out of town right now. We took a little bit of a hiatus just because we both got a lot of projects going right now. So doing multiple days on the radio and then especially being in the morning, it's a little bit challenging when Saturday is kind of the only day we don't have work and other stuff that we really have to do. Yeah. So, and even then usually I'm working. So it's a little bit tough. So we're on a little hiatus from that one. So right now you can only find us here on Monday nights, KXVS, the voice of Stockton. or Stockton Sports Tonight, I guess technically is our show. Every Monday from 7 to 9.
Absolutely. Well, I think we're gonna slide out early.
Yes, I believe so.
I get to drive back to Sacramento right now.
Yes,
SG
and
has
I
some
get to go
traveling
pack.
plans.
Yes.
And then we don't want to leave Alex here all by himself.
No, I need.
No. Don't leave me.
So we're gonna slide out of the studio, but you will catch us here, all three of us. I will be here next week.
Yes.
Scouts honor. Next Monday, like SG said, Monday nights, 7 to 9 p.m. right here on KXVS. This is KXVS Sports. This has been SG, Alex, and Leonard Mark. You folks be nice to each other, and we will catch you on the flip side.
You're listening to KXVS on 92.1. Coming